Fouls has been off the floor a lot for Chestnut Hill. It'll be interesting to see when she goes back in the game. And she also really took a shot to her forehead. She was icing up on the bench and at halftime.
That's something to keep an eye on. Doherty flipping it up, and we start the third quarter with a missed shot from HFU. Looking to become the first repeat champion since Jefferson did it in 2019-2020 to Moon, short on the three.
And the same way they started in the first quarter, they need to start in the third. Can't let Holy Family get momentum here to start the second half.
Doherty on a shot fake. Meredith, that pass knocked away from behind. Great defense from Jackson. Jackson's calling for it. Jackson's driving. Maybe that was a pass. Adelican keeps it in play for the Griffins. Jackson spotting up for three. Double hit the rim. Chestnut Hill's unable to save it.
Well, I think Adelican, that was a pass to her. But I think what we're looking at, earlier in the game, this is the play where Sabria Mann, right there as Hinkle comes down, right on the top of her head, and she has not returned to action.
Great shot from the BTV crew is that. Jumper from Carter makes it a one-point game. We have all the angles covered, and that was a good pickup as well by you, partner. That not only the foul trouble, but maybe an injury as well for Mann. Miller, angles left. Now starts to scoot to her right. The dynamic guard misses the jumper. An offensive rebound. The putback and score. Foul.
Adelican has been so good coming off the bench tonight. She's just really gotten strong offensive and defensive rebounds. And right there, and then the power dribble, getting that contact from Carter. She'll try to go for the traditional three-point play. She had 10 rebounds at the half, Andrew.
What a valuable asset she has been off the bench and seeing considerable playing time with the injury and the foul trouble to Mann. And it's three the hard way, and Chestnut Hill has a 4-point lead. Just underway in quarter number three. Alongside J.R. Danello, I'm Andrew Byrne. Our sideline reporter is Lady Ganson. Out there in the studio, Mike Andrews and Tim Jimenez. Thank you for spending semi-final Saturday locked into the CACC Digital Network, powered by BTV. Rise Sports is syndicating these games.
Tiger! Yes!
More exposure to great point guard Skylar Searfoss, who has a chance for a three-point play. She did a nice job, little head and shoulders to get by her player, but then that explosion, and look at that move, where she was able to drop her shoulder to get the contact and get the ball to the basket.
Chance for a three-point play. The studio touched on this in the pregame show. You know, some people forget because Searfoss dealt with injuries, especially as a sophomore. She was the Rookie of the Year in the conference. Burst onto the scene. Had a great year. Last year was a third-team all-conference selection. All-conference again this season. It was the sophomore year where she missed much of the season with an injury. Miller letting it fly from three. It's strong. You kidding me? Adelican, a great look. No. Another chance for Chestnut Hill, and that one's good. It's to Moon.
Well, and this doesn't happen to Holy Family teams where other teams get offensive boards and get those easy putbacks.
Palangio out of a scrum, a new 20 for Holy Family. They are the second best rebounding team in the country, coming in at nearly 40, better than 46 rebounds per game, and that is Palangio putting it through the nylon.
Well, nice job by Lauren Palangio, sliding down from the high post to catch it mid-post and score.
Miller slows it to a snail's pace. Sumter still Chestnut Hill in front by 1. Shot clock down to 4. Miller driving with the right hand.
That is a tremendous move by Tiki Miller. Just slowed it down and then was able to get that little scoop shot by Sirfas.
Skyler has the basketball now behind the three-point line. It looks like Mann is over at the scorer's table to check in for Chestnut Hill. That would be great news for the Griffins. Palangio, a straight on three. Buckets.
Well, Lauren Palangio with back-to-back baskets. And we're knotted at 37.
If you're just tuning in, Chestnut Hill started the game on an 11-0 run. They led by as much as 14. Holy Family's never led in the game. We're tied right now. That foul is on Meredith.
Well, Meredith just ended up behind Tamoon. And a good look inside it. You're right, partner. Sabria Mann back on the floor for the Griffins.
So great news as you get a look at number 10 coming on. Foul trouble and an injury sidelined her for stretches in the first half. But here she is in the third quarter with north of 5 minutes left. Tamoon bumped on her way to the baskets.
And that's going to be Hinkle's third foul, I believe. Nope, second. I'm sorry. Not a lot of team fouls in this game, though, Andrew.
You're saying it's a little bit different than the Goldie Beacon Dominican second half?
Just a touch, just slightly.
A lot of fouls called in that second quarter, and here's a foul before the inbounds. And all of a sudden, Holy Family has 4. One more sends Chestnut Hill to the free throw line for the rest of the quarter. There's still 5:29 left. And they buzzed at the scorer's table to check the foul situation, I think. Make sure that it is 4.
I think they adjusted the game clock and just put a second at 5:30.
They did. Good catch. And there is Mann. That's the production. They missed when she was out. Mann makes the impact right away.
A really nice move. Little spin move.
Let's go,
Off the glass.
let's go, Tigers!
Brown. Palangio's had the hot hand. Tough shot. There's Mann. Ahead for Mobley. Kaya on a bounce pass. Tamoon. Offensive foul.
Good defense that time. Ibarando. Oh, man, I think she got away with a block there. I don't believe she was set at all.
We have reached the media timeout. We're going to take a break here. A look at Mark A. Carino Court, the Newman Center, the beautiful campus of Caldwell University. 2 with 4:56 to go in the third quarter.
It might be a cramp getting stretched out by the training staff for Chestnut Hill. But just to finish the thought, I think the Chestnut Hill team, they played with energy and efficiency today. And Coach Fox talked about changing it up defensively, and out of the timeout, we see zone. Another look giving Holy Family.
Palangio at the free throw line. Dribbles to her right. Back to her find Hinkle left alone. Misses the lay-in. Stays with it and puts it up and in. She's not going to miss a second time.
Well, and if the Delacan is off the floor,
89.
Holy Family could really make some hay in and around the basket.
Man. Unable to get it to go over Brown. Great defense by the true freshman. Ibarrondo driving baseline. Hinkle, free throw line extended, jumper's no good. She had a double-double in the first half. Moments ago, tied the score. Mobley tried the jump shot.
Mobley, it's a good time when he played in the NBA.
Instead, it's a turnover.
Yeah, Mobley.
Ibarrondo is open for
That's
three.
not that or not, but
Offensive rebound by No. Up top, Brown for three. No good.
not good at threes. Tigers got to go to easy
Sumter is
basket.
off the floor and Adela Khan is off the floor. A very small lineup in the game for Chestnut Hill.
Tied at 39, 3:15 to go in the third. Of note, Holy Family only allows 50 points per game. They are the number one scoring defense in the country. That's a double dribble.
And I'm curious why Ariana Sumter, well, there goes Adela Khan. Yeah, I think one of the bigs for Chestnut Hill needed to get back into the game. T.I.O. Adelacan needed to come back into the floor, and hopefully she's at 100% for her team.
The Tigers have never led in the game. They have possession.
Never say never, though.
First lead.
Yeah!
Ties the Stars.
What did I say? What did I say? Never say never.
It's amazing to say that this is their first lead of this game. And back-to-back turnovers by Chestnut Hill. Momentum now shifting its way to Holy Family.
No is 10 of 13. from
Amy,
the-
no. You don't know.
After
Amy,
rebounding
no.
20 in the quarterfinal, she has 9 tonight. Moments ago gave the Tigers their first lead. Hinkle trying to increase the cushion. Could not.
You know, Amy, no.
The HFU bench is gathered by Miller. 2:20 to go, third quarter. Chestnut Hill the 4 seed, giving HFU the number 1 seed, and the defending champs all they can handle. Shot clock down to 7. Miller rising for 3. That's
No.
the Griffins were looking for. Man, Tiki Miller's fun to watch.
Wow.
Big basket for the Griffins. Get the score knotted again at 42. And you're right, Tiki Miller, big-time player for Chestnut Hill.
10 points tonight. Palangio backs it out. Carter for Brown. Underneath, unable to get it to go. Players hit the floor. The Griffins are on the move. And Miller's going to wait for her teammates to truck down into the frame.
Drew, the Griffins are such a different team with both Adelacan and Sabria Mann on the floor. They do such a much better job defensively and on the glass.
Shot clock at 5. Miller just hit a 3. Another 3 here is strong, and that's a nice rebound from Amy No. Final minute of play, third quarter. No is fouled. That's just the third of the quarter on the Griffins.
And you know, you had made the really good point with 5:30 remaining in this quarter. Holy Family was sitting on 4 personal fouls, and they have not committed one since that spot.
Playing great defense without fouling. Sirfox. Up top Cutter. Straight on 3. No good. Hinkle.
Oh, yeah.
Legs. Wants it back left baseline. The play
Yeah.
of the year. The play of the year. Tigers by 2.
It's just a hard-working play.
Miller. Baseline jumper. Give her adjustment.
She's got ice water in her veins, Drew. and she wants the basketball and wants the score for her team.
44-44.
Holy family here, you hold for the final shot.
Definitely.
Shot clock is turned off. It looks like that's what the Tigers are going to do. Sirfos with 10 seconds to go begins to drive her way inside. Tied at 44. Final seconds of the third quarter. No, a straight on three. Off the heel. It's batted out of bounds. Off of Chestnut Hill with 0.3 of a second. So this has got to be tipped up and in. But
I think Sabria Mann took a shot to the midsection, and she's walking gingerly off the court. And they put a little bit of time back on, 0.3 of a second back on. There's 0.6 of a second left.
now you can catch and shoot. Hinkle. No foul called. We're going to the fourth quarter. HF.
I tell you what, there's a lot of contact there. A lot of contact.
Late in the third quarter. How about this pass, partner?
Yeah. But the next thing that she does is she doesn't give up on the play. She gets right back onto the floor, and Chestnut Hill kind of just loses where she is, and a terrific job to get the ball back to her for the layup.
So the fourth quarter is getting set to start, and Chestnut Hill was going into a defensive posture. They didn't realize it was going to be their basketball. As you get a look at our setup, and right in front of us is Tiki Miller, who has 12 points as we begin the fourth quarter, tied at 44. What a game this has been. The Griffins in attack mode from the beginning. They led 11-0 against the defending champs. Trying to get to the championship for the second time in 3 years in this building. Here's Miller. Driving, tossing. It double hits the rim, and that leads to a putback. Boy, we have said that a couple of times tonight. The double tap on the rim, and it winds up helping out Chestnut Hill, and it's Sumter.
And Sumter, in her limited time, even though she started the game in her limited time, she's been effective going to the glass.
Sirfos on the left wing. And Skyler draws contact. Just 3 points for Skyler tonight, but she has 5 assists and 4 rebounds.
Well, a nice two-man game with her and Hinkle. She uses the screen effectively and is able to draw contact and get to the line.
First one from Skyler is perfect. Each team is a player with a double-double tonight. Tiaio Adelicate has one for Chestnut Hill with 11 points and 14 rebounds. Taylor Hinkle, 18 points, 14 rebounds, her 19th double-double. Cross splits, and Chestnut Hill maintains a 1-point lead.
Down by one.
On the logo, this is Miller. 12 points tonight. She leads the team in scoring. The 13th time this year she's been in double figures. Mobley, a contested three, no good. Rebound, no. Tigers are pushing. Carter over the top, through the hands of Hinkle. Sirfos, valiant trying to save it. But it's Chestnut Hill basketball.
The Griffins have done a really nice job today in transition defense. Anytime that Holy Family has looked to push the basketball, you've seen the red shirts really sprinting back down the floor to not give up an easy basket.
Mann, who has taken a couple of hard shots out there again for Chestnut Hill. Mobley is doubled. That pass. No one sliding. Who's it off on? Chestnut Hill.
Amy, no. She is...
Amy, no.
And you see the really
It was
good
all
double
for
team. It was
Chestnut
actually
Hill.
Colangio who got in there. And let's see. Yeah, I think it went off of Mann. I guess they're gonna look at this, or was there a timeout called?
From Chestnut Hill as we get another look here. The previous play is under review. The call on the court is last touched by Chestnut Hill. What do you see here, partner?
Well, right there it looks like it's in nose. Well, when we saw this last replay, I thought it did go off of number 10, Man. Oh, maybe not. That could be where, yeah, maybe not. That could be Amy No pushing the basketball. This is going to be a tough angle. Yeah, we're not going to see much from there. And you know what? This might be one of those where it's just inconclusive.
And again, it's important to note that the call on the court was last touched by Chestnut Hill. So if it is inconclusive, it'll go the way it was called and be Holy Family basketball. This is going to be the best angle.
Well, she gets her hand in right there. But watch that left hand of No. It seemingly like push the basketball, but it's so hard to tell. I just don't know if there's enough to overturn this call. And when you initiate this review, if you're not right, you're going to lose a timeout. And with 8:30 left, timeouts are so precious, especially end game situations in the women's game where you can advance the basketball. If you waste the timeout, you may regret that down the stretch.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. I won't hold you to it if you're not correct. You think there's enough video evidence to overturn it?
I say no. I think it's going to stay Holy Family basketball. I don't think there's enough to overturn it.
The call on the court was last touched by Chestnut Hill. The officials are done at the replay monitor, and they are huddled near the scorer's table to discuss. As JR mentioned, if this is unsuccessful, Chestnut Hill is going to be docked at timeouts. We saw that happen in an earlier semifinal game on the men's side, and the call remains. And you were right on it. They lose a 30-second timeout to boot there.
And you know what? I just don't know with 8:30 left. I don't know if the challenge was worth it. At this stage of the game, in the women's game, timeouts are so crucial. To now only have 2 left with so much time remaining. Boy, circle this as a key moment in the game with 8:30 left.
So the Griffins are reduced to 2 timeouts. You can see it on the yellow hyphens underneath the team names. Holy Family has 3. Something to keep an eye on for sure. Chestnut Hill maintains the 1-point lead. Holy Family has it behind the 3-point line. Palangio tries to get it to Sirfoss and down. Skyler inside. Foul.
Sirfoss trying to take over a little bit here in the fourth quarter, and she's been able to turn the corner in the last 2 possessions. Nice job. She accelerates past the moon. And then what I like that what she does, Andrew, is she slows down, almost allowing her to catch up and to initiate that contact. Such a heady, smart play by the veteran senior Sirfoss.
To the line she goes, a perfect 4.0 GPA, recognized prior to the game for having the highest cumulative grade point average at the championship site, the Top 16 Award, recognizing the 16 championship sports offered in the CACC. Sirfoss splits, and the game is tied as we come to 8 minutes to go. We have set ourselves up for quite a finish in our first of 2 women's basketball semifinals. Remember, after this one, we still have second-seeded Felician against third-seeded Caldwell. Mobley up top. Man was calling for it. Into the low post they go. It's Ellikin. No good. And off the miss, it is Sirfoss, who's been all over the place for the
Winner this place, winner the next game, man.
driving inside.
Wow,
Hits
2:30.
the deck and a whistle.
Holy Family really starting to get things going to the basket, putting a lot of pressure on the Griffins defense. You see Hinkle able to go right by Miller, and you see the slap on the arm, almost able to get the ball to go down. And with 7:31 left, Chestnut Hill already having committed 3 team fouls here in the fourth quarter.
If you're Chestnut Hill as Hinkle pushes the Tigers in front, how do you prevent Holy Family from getting the penetration?
Well, I think maybe you want to think about zone, or you have to really implore the team to keep that on-ball defender with their head on the basketball, not allowing that player to go by.
Holy Family has a 2-point lead. They've trailed in the game by as much as 14. They've led by as much as 3. Miller hitting from the free throw line. Tiki Miller has 14 points in the semifinals.
That's a terrific shot by Miller and a tough one.
Carter driving, tossing it up. No good, but she was contacted while in the act of shooting, and that's another foul on Chestnut Hill, 4 in the quarter.
And this one will go against Jackson, and that is her 4th personal foul. And I think, partner, good call. A lot of contact. And Kayla Carter able to kind of initiate that, as Jackson has to go to the bench.
Carter at the line to shoot 2. The St. Rose transfer has 2 points tonight on 1 of 3 shooting. Holy Family, 9 of 16 at the free throw line tonight.
Who probably
They
ain't
are the
enough
number
in the
1
tournament.
shooting team in the conference. They
You
came
don't
in
know who
at
they're playing yet.
73%, but they have missed 7 tonight. They're 10 of 17. Their lead is 1. Mobley back on for Chestnut Hill. To Moon, rising for 3, no good. And it is Iberondo for the Tigers. Over the top pass for Hinkle. 2 for 18. Hinkle, their lead is 3. And it's still against Chestnut Hill. No, makes it happen in the backcourt.
Wow. And here's that dangerous time for Chestnut Hill. Just lost the lead again, then a turnover. Great recognition by Iberondo, and I guess we're going to see a travel that is called against Mosley.
This is tied for the largest lead of the game. Great interior defense from Chestnut Hill.
Now big turnover.
The Griffins hanging tough with a team that didn't lose to a conference opponent during the regular season, 20-0. Holy Family is the number 19 team in the country. They've won 18 games in a row. Here's Miller. Shot clock down to 4. Ball's on the floor. Shot clock at 2. Pelangio falls on top of it. Tie-up.
Now,
And the arrow points.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure why it's not a shot clock violation.
Well, that's a good point, partner. As we get another look, the shot clock, you can see at the top of your screens at 2, it's at 1, it's at 0 when Pelangio falls on top of it. It was close.
It was close. Really, really close. As now we see full court pressure from the Griffins.
Iberondo right in front of us. No. Into the corner. Carter is open for 3. It's long. Hinkle the rebound. Bodies on the floor. She's fouled.
And of all players to be left alone on the weak side, it can't be Taylor Hinkle. Well, she really has a mismatch with Miller having to try to block out on her.
22 points. 15 rebounds. 8 of them are offensive rebounds for the player of the year. The all-time leading rebounder in the history of Holy Family women's basketball is Kendra First.
And that says a lot, because there have been some terrific players that have worn the blue and white for Holy Family women's basketball.
The set that mark in the quarterfinal win by getting to 1,090. She entered the game with 1,099, and she's also scored 1,352 points in her great career. She'll be in the Hall of Fame at some point after graduation. Tigers have their largest lead. It is 5:20 to go in the game, and a spot in the championship on the line. Body contact inside. That's just the first foul of the quarter on Holy Family.
And Darren just gets caught behind Adela Khan.
Tamoon slings it up top. Man into the low post. Adela stays with it. To the line goes number 13 in Rand.
Such a smart coaching move by Bernadette Lokaitis. She takes Hinkle off the floor just before the under 5 media timeout to try to get her a really long rest before she's going to put her back in to finish the game.
Free throw is good. One more coming. Chestnut Hill has battled Holy Family. They got off to that fast start. Holy Family only allows 50 points per game. Chestnut Hill has 50 with 5 minutes to go. The Tigers only allowed 32 in the quarterfinals. Doherty was the target. Foul on Chestnut Hill, and the Griffins are in trouble in terms of the fouls because every foul now, Holy Family is shooting 2.
Yeah, that is a really tough call to go against Chestnut Hill because now, as you mentioned, Holy Family goes to the line.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from our studio crew on the CACC Digital Network powered by BTV.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my
Hey,
face.
you don't know me.
You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a center. Shortstop. High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
We're going to send it upstairs to our studio crew, Mike Andrews and Tim Jimenez. What do you gentlemen have in store for us when the final buzzer sounds?
Well, Andrew and JR, we're going to take a look at the numbers here of this one. And what a close game this has been. 53-50, Mike. Holy Family holding on to this lead. Chestnut Hill definitely not going anywhere, no matter what this opponent is of theirs.
If you're Chestnut Hill, Tiki Miller, let's get her going to the rim. I mean, she's a talent out there. She wants the ball. On the other side, Taylor Hinkle, she's doing everything. You know, the unsung hero, that Amy No, that extra person in the playoffs, just like we had Blanchette in the Goldie Beacon game. It's Amy No in this game right now, 9 points when she only averages 5 a game, and she's blown past her average minute per game. So those are the kind of performances you're going to need.
All right, now we go to the free throw line. We send it down to Andrew Byrne and J.R. Dinello. Guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. And post-game, we're going to hear from winning team head coach. Track down a star of the game as well with our sideline reporter, Lady Gatson, as Ella Brown, you get a look at the freshman, the co-rookie of the year, giving the Tigers a 5-point lead. Tied for their largest lead of the night. 4:40 to go in the game. This 1-4 matchup with a spot in the championship game on the line tomorrow. Tamoon. Over Hinkle. It's short. Off Sirfox.
Really good defensive trip by Holy Family, forcing a a tough shot, just didn't finish the possession by getting the rebound, and it does go off of Sirfos.
Shot clock at 10 as it's flipped in to Man. To Moon. For Miller, a long three. Too strong underneath. It's Brown amongst the trees with the rebound for the Tigers. And Chestnut Hill's foul troubles continue.
Yeah, just a touch foul. But Sirfos wanting to get the ball inside to Hinkle, and man, just a little bit slow, fouling her from behind, and that's her fourth personal foul.
Hinkle, first one, no good.
Very uncharacteristic, as you mentioned before, Drew, about Holy Family's free throw shooting tonight.
Hinkle splits at the line. This is danger zone time for Chestnut Hill. It's the largest lead of the game for Holy Family, and the Griffins are in foul trouble. Both individually and as a team, they have blown past the 5. In the corner, Miller on the right side of the floor. Tough shot from the free throw line, extended, no good. Offensive rebound, the putback.
Whoa.
Well, we talk about uncharacteristic. That was uncharacteristic. Holy Family not checking out and getting that defensive rebound. But Adela Can has been just so formidable inside, and Sumter as well. I tell you what, Drew, that was so important for Chestnut Hill. As Sumter, though, misses the first free throw, they needed to get points on this trip.
Can the true freshman and the former 1,000-point scorer at Laurel Highlands High School make it happen? She can't. It's an empty trip for Chestnut Hill. They missed 2 critical free throws. Hinkle was the target. HFU gives it back to the Griffins.
Well, unfortunate, as Sirfos saw Hinkle wide open, and she's kind of laughing, and I think she's saying to herself, come on, I got you the ball there, you got to be able to move and catch it.
Miller handing it off to Moon. Long three, no good. The shots that were falling for Chestnut Hill are not falling now. Tie-up, not a foul. Arrow pointing to the 4-seeded Griffins as we get another look.
Well, Ella Brown doing a really nice job of checking out, and then from the backside, wow, it's a lot of contact by Sumter.
Chestnut Hill basketball underneath. Miller and the Griffins in search of points. They've been hard to come by of late. They don't come here either. On another three, that's no good. Chestnut Hill in a scoring drought. They've missed 9 of their last 10 three-pointers. They haven't scored in more than 2 minutes. Hinkle from the left wing.
Yeah!
Three. Freaking three for the player of the year. And the Tigers have a 9-point lead.
And this is the worst time for Chestnut Hill to go cold. They have to have a basket.
They'll get one from Miller, who has 16 tonight.
Now, give that young lady a lot of credit. She knew that she needed to get a bucket for her team.
Carter backs it out. Palangio at the free throw line. Sirfos jumping under the defender to lay it in with 2:05 to go. It's back to a 9-point surplus.
I think if Chestnut Hill scores, you might see a timeout so you can set your pressure up.
To Moon, strong to the basket, flipping it up, down it goes. And Chestnut Hill elects not to call a timeout.
Don't understand this at all, Drew. You can't let Holy Family run this precious time off the clock.
Do you think the fact that they lost one on that challenge is why they're trying to save it?
Possibly, but I also don't understand why not full court pressure.
And it's Holy Family that calls the timeout with 80 seconds to go in the game and 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. The Tigers want to talk things over. They are reduced to 2 timeouts. It's a 30-second timeout. And while we wait for the action to resume, let's look ahead to the final game of the night. It is Caldwell and Felician. We already saw the men duke it out. It was Felician that picked off the 11-point win. What awaits us in the 2-3 matchup?
2 old rivals that have split the season series this year, each winning on their own home court. We're gonna have fireworks for our finale tonight. But just getting back to that last sequence, now someone could argue with me in saying that it's a 7-point lead for Holy Family. There was a minute and 40, I believe, when the shot went through the basket. I just don't think you can allow Holy Family to run a lot of clock and shorten the basketball game.
Shot clock at 6. Sirfas headed towards the basket. Gets it back, forces it up, around the wall and down the chute. Sirfas with a big basket.
She's hit 2 big ones in the last 2 possessions.
Final minute of regulation. The Tigers at 1 point down 14, lead by 9. Miller score the basket and an opportunity for a 3-point play. Tiki Miller has hung 18 points on the Tigers.
Well, and they're going to call this that continuation. There's the contact. Wow, I tell you what. Interesting that they're counting the basket, but nevertheless, great move and a great individual effort by Tiki Miller. She's been phenomenal down the stretch for the Griffins.
Misses the free throw. Hinkle grabs it and calls timeout.
Such a smart senior play by Hinkle. The presence of mind not to put the ball on the floor, but to call the timeout right away so they can advance the basketball and take the press out of the equation. And I have to say, I hate this rule. I hate the rule. I don't like the advancement rule at all.
I agree with you.
And it's for this reason. It's a smart play by Hinkle. A senior smart play. But to benefit the offensive team and to penalize the defensive team, to not give them an opportunity to pressure the ball in the backcourt, I don't like the rule.
Hinkle has been the star today for Holy Family, a career high time 28 points. She's grabbed 16 rebounds to author her 19th double-double, top 5 in Division II in that category. She came in 4th in the country in rebounds per game with 12. It's been a monster performance for Hinkle. 1 more point, she'll set a new career high. The ball advanced, as JR mentioned, and Hinkle held by Tamoon.
Well, and Taylor Hinkle has struggled from the free throw line tonight. So the foul by Tamoon to put her there might not be a bad ploy. And again, being that the clock is not the ally of the Griffins right now, they had no choice. They can't allow Holy Family down 7. They can't allow Holy Family to run clock.
Hinkle at the line, shooting 2, and missed the first.
So,
7 of 11 tonight.
Sorry. It's proven to be a good, just by that first miss.